conference standings, and, well, you can sort of point to what happened in February. It was certainly a forgettable one for the Hawks. They finished 4-11. Only the Rockets and T-Wolves had worse records. Defense continued to be an issue for Atlanta. You could say that's sort of been the Achilles heel for Pierce during his tenure with the team. I want to bring in senior NBA insider Adrian Woj now, who first reported that Pierce had been let go. Woj, why did the Hawks decide to make this change right now?
Certainly 11 of 15 losses here in recent times. And I think there was a feeling in the organization, that Lloyd Pierce's voice was not resonating the way they hoped it would in that locker room anymore. And so they decided here just ahead of an all-star game in Atlanta, which is certainly interesting timing when you're the host team and it's your showcase. They would like Nate McMillan to become the interim coach. 16 years as a head coach in the NBA. He's on Lloyd Pierce's staff. I know he was meeting with Lloyd Pierce and the rest of the staff to talk through it with Lloyd. He was very loyal, has been very loyal to Pierce. And so, for Atlanta, that may be the short-term move here. Nate McMillan in as interim coach if he chooses to do it.
At the same time, though, Woj, I do want to say that while he may have not resonated with his team, he has made an indelible impact in the city of Atlanta itself through what he's done through voter suppression as well. I know that's something that really stood out to you about his tenure in Atlanta as well.
Absolutely. Lloyd Pierce was really, this past summer, after the George Floyd murder, he was really the head coach in the NBA who rallied the other coaches, got them together to start to really elevate their collective voice. And in that region, in Atlanta, Lloyd Pierce's impact for voting rights, Black Lives Matter, he made a tremendous difference in that community, a lasting difference in that community. I think Lloyd Pierce is going to have more opportunities to be a head coach in the NBA. He's on Greg Popovich's Olympic coaching staff. He'll be with Popovich this summer.
Lloyd Pierce was instrumental in securing State Farm Arena so that they could have that as a voting site. And you could say it was a trickle effect after that across the sports sphere. Adrian Woj with the latest on Lloyd Pierce being let go from the Atlanta Hawks.
Still to come on SportsCenter, PTI's bonus topic. With the Knicks gaining momentum in the East, Tony and Mike discuss if New York is better than we think or if the conference is worse than expected. Plus, after Drew Brees' new workout video surfaced, Monday Night Football's Louis Riddick assesses the Saints' future forecast at quarterback. And the first impressions from baseball stars in action today, featuring Trevor Bauer's Dodgers debut and Garrett Cole's opener with the Yankees. SportsCenter continues next.
Seasons in Austin. And to tennis, Novak Djokovic tied Roger Federer's record for most weeks as ATP's world #1 on Monday, holding the top spot for the 310th week. Joker's 9th Australian Open title last month guarantees he'll surpass Federer's record when next week's rankings come out.
But back to the aforementioned big news of the day. JJ, what? A Cardinal? Who predicted that?
No one.
Right? I'm asking because I've been gone. And I'm like, did someone think this was going to happen? Well, let's get you at least some of the details of this shocking move, you may say. Money deets, 2 years worth $31 million. $23 million is guaranteed, according to our Adam Schefter, and they can afford it. Arizona had over $13 million in cap space prior to today. In 2020, Watt ranked 15th out of 119 qualified pass rushers in pass rush win rate. Finished the season with 5 sacks, forced fumbles, and an interception he returned for a touchdown. And Arizona's defense, by the way, no slumps in that department before Watt's arrival. They posted 48 sacks last season. That was tied for the 4th most in the NFL. And they did that without Chandler Jones. He missed all but 5 games with a right biceps injury. Certainly, it seems Chandler Jones wanted this to happen all along. This is from like 2 weeks ago, Kevin, on Chandler Jones. He posted this on his Instagram stories. He reached out to JJ Watt. He was like, if you come here, I'll be your personal chef. Monday and Wednesdays are free. So hopefully he can actually slay in the kitchen because he's about to have to put his money where his mouth is. For more on Watt, a Cardinal. Let's bring in Jeff Darlington and Monday Night Football's Louis Riddick. Jeff, I know that Arizona was in the mix, right? It had been mentioned in those reports for JJ Watt. But when you look at other teams who were also in the running, Buffalo, Cleveland, Green Bay, all seem better positioned for a Super Bowl run. So why the 8-8 Cardinals who haven't been to the playoffs in 5 years?
Well, first of all, there's another team in there, Tennessee, also in the mix, and another contending team. team. So to your point, very interesting, but also guys like Chandler Jones, guys like DeAndre Hopkins, not nearly as surprised by the rest of us because of the courtship that was taking place. This was a team that made it very clear to J.J. Watt that they wanted him. They wanted his leadership. They wanted his presence on the other side of the line from Chandler Jones. Keep in mind that J.J. Watt was the most double-teamed defender last NFL season, and they believe the combination of those two guys can free up one or the other, potentially double-digit sacks for both of them. So this feels like a match that J.J. Watt saw. You talk about chasing the ring, maybe not that, but he did get the payday, and he is where he is wanted.
Yeah, you mentioned that payday, and I got to bring you in here, Lewis, because according to Adam Schefter, as I mentioned, that deal's worth $31 million. $23 million of it is guaranteed. I want to know who you think is taking the bigger risk here, the Cardinals or J.J. Watt?
Yeah, I think when it comes to money, I think it's all relative. I think at 15 per year, 23 million guaranteed. Look, that doesn't bother me so much for the Cardinals, given the fact that they feel like they're close in their division to being division winners and Super Bowl contenders in the NFC. So in that vein, I do think that the risk here is with Watt, as far as his signing with the Cardinals, because if his stated intention was that he wanted to sign with the football team that was a true contender, well, this may be the fourth best team in the NFC West overall. So, I don't know if they truly are a contender. A lot of things have to break right for them, and a lot of things have to break wrong for the other three teams in the division in order for them to really, get to the dance at the end of the season. So we'll see how it all pans out. I think a lot of this is going to have to do more with Kyler Murray and his continued growth and maturation down in Arizona, even more so than JJ being the dominant force that he potentially could be. So we'll see if he made the right choice and if he made the right gamble, made the right move. Because right now, I just don't know how many people, like as you said, I don't know how many people saw this coming. And I don't know how many people really do consider, myself included, Arizona to be real contenders.
Yeah, Vegas doesn't seem impressed. Caesar still viewing Arizona as the long shot to win that division. Lewis and Jeff, thank you for joining me. My first segment after 3 months. I feel like I'm going to do that all. Kevin, this is my first VO in 3 months.
I was a part of it, El.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're following a developing story surrounding Alex Smith's future in Washington. According to ESPN team reporter John Keim, the club is expected to release the reigning comeback player of the year this week. And Smith, who underwent 17 surgeries and nearly died after complications following the first surgery on his broken leg, came back last season to lead Washington to the NFC East title. He went 5-1 last season as a starter. In fact, Smith has gone 11-5 in his 2 seasons in Washington surrounding that devastating leg injury. He led the team to the playoffs but could not play. Taylor Heineke started in the first-round loss to the Bucs, and Washington has already re-signed Heineke to a 2-year deal, and Kyle Allen is expected to be on the roster next season once he recovers from a broken ankle. John Keim joining us now on SportsCenter. John, with Smith on his way out, what do Washington's plans at quarterback look like right now?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Washington has been planning to upgrade at quarterback, or trying to upgrade at quarterback, long before this decision. It tried and failed to trade for Matthew Stafford. They've looked into quarterbacks such as Sam Darnold and Marcus Mariota. The draft is an option, but so too is trying to find a low-cost veteran to pair with Kyle Allen and Taylor Heineke to provide competent quarterback play. Then take the $14.7 million they'll save by releasing Smith, invest more in the offense, and try again in 2022.
Well, you see the graphic right there. They have some cap space there to work with this offseason. And keep in mind, they have the 19th pick in next month's draft. John Keim with the very latest surrounding Washington.
Can we continue?